Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Beer Geek Nation. Thanks for joining me once again. We've got another first tonight, at least for me. This is my first new Belgian brewing beer. It is from their Lips of Faith series. This is their La Folie, which is their 2010 batch. It is a Flanders style red, which is aged between 1 and 3 years in French oak barrels. And basically how they produce this beer, they produce it once a year. They're gonna blend different years between 1 and 3 years, and they're gonna blend them to create this perfect kind of match, and they're gonna release that. It's basically a sour style ale. I always get a lot of like apple vinegar flavors in these. The guy who brewed this was actually from Rodenbach, who is a very well known for their Flemish style beers. Their Grand Cru is just a staple as far as a Flanders style beer goes. It comes in at 6%. It is available now. It is a limited release, so if you can find it, you definitely want to pick this one up. They only release it once a year, and it's a tough beer to make. It's a tough beer to master, and from what I understand, they did a real good job on this one. So with that said, let me get into a glass, how it smells, how it tastes, and give you the verdict on the 2010 La Folie. Alright, so the appearance on the La Folie. It is an absolutely beautiful shade of brown. There's only a couple, very few styles of beer can look like this and pull it off. The Flanders brown can really do it. Very little head, but with the aging and the different bacteria that they use to kind of get the sour flavor in there, you don't get a lot of head on these beers. The head you do though is very champagne-like, very small bubbles, and you can kind of see that in the video. A little bit of lacing, not a huge amount there. A ton of bubbles coming off the carbonation, coming off the bottom of the glass. It's just an absolutely perfect looking Flanders red. I mean, exactly what I would expect out of one. Oh, it stinks so good. Yeah, there's that. This style of beer is really hard to describe. The best way I can do it is a sweet vinegar, if that makes any sense. Take a little bit of sweet vinegar, mix it with like the skin of a really ripe apple, mixed with the pulp of a really ripe apple, kind of combine it, and that's what you get in these beers. Yeah, they smell like no other beer on the market. There's a little bit of, there's cherry characters in there. There's really tart fruit characters in there that you kind of really can't put your finger on, but they're definitely in there. There's a level of funkiness. And when I say funkiness, I mean like a barnyard kind of smell, or a wet grass or hay kind of smell. That's definitely in there. And again, that's from the yeast that they're using. That's from the bacteria that they let get into the barrels. Yeah, it's just an amazing smelling beer. There's fruitiness in there, bready notes, just an absolutely great smelling Flanders. All right, so the taste on the La Folie, I'm looking forward to this one. It tastes so dead on to like a Rodenbach or a Digestive Bourgogne. Just those traditional Flanders sour ale flavors are all there. Beginning of the tongue, it's all tartness. Imagine just biting into a lemon. That amount of tartness is just right there. Middle of the tongue, you're getting some of the sweetness from the different kind of fruits that are in there. The cherries, very kind of tart plum characteristics in there. There's a breadiness to it. You do get a breadiness from the malt and the yeast. Excuse me. Lots of carbonation. You wouldn't know it looking at it, but there's a bunch of carbonation there. Kind of really helps clean the palate out. The lasting taste of these beers is a sour taste, though. It's like a really sour, like a fresh squeezed lemonade almost. You definitely get that character in there. A little bit of alcohol is definitely present in this one. You do taste it. It's just a very hard beer to describe unless you ever had one. I highly recommend you get these. They are sour. There's no doubt about it. This is a sour beer. When they say sour, they mean sour. It does have a lemon, like pucker kind of taste to it. It's a great tasting beer though. Alright, so the final verdict on New Belgium's Lips of Faith series, their La Folie 2010, coming at 6%. Available now. Pick it up while you can. It's almost gone. I'm going to give this one an A. As far as Flanders sours goes, it's not the best I've had. The Rodenbach Grand Cru is really the bar to match on this one. It's just as good as the Duchess de Bourgogne, which is a pretty easy one to get. That's a real Flemish sour ale. But from an American brewer, this is absolutely phenomenal. You know, the color is dead on. The aroma with the vinegars and the apples is just dead on. The taste, just the tartness, you know, like a fresh lemon just, you know, squeezed into the beer. A sweetness in there, almost like a fruit punch kind of taste in there. But the bitterness just takes over. There's a little bit of funkiness in there, that wet hay, that really kind of barnyard taste you kind of have to develop a palate for, but it's once you do, it's a really cool taste to kind of get. Just the sourness on this one is dead on. I highly recommend it. Is it highly drinkable? Absolutely freaking not. Is it a great bottle of beer to split with somebody? It's just phenomenal. I'm going to enjoy this one by myself, though, I'm not going to lie to you. I really enjoy this style of beer. But with that said, my friends, life is too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.